Hey y'all, it's Dale again. Y'all, I'm at the park and it's beautiful out here. It is beautiful out here. And I wish you were here with me. So, y'all, I really don't have a story, but I do have a title for today's message. And that title is Will You Rise Above? That's right. Will you rise above? So here we go. So y'all, there's a whole lot of noise out there. Noise in our community, noise online, noise on social media. And when I say noise, I'm talking about all of the things that will distract you from being the best version of yourself. What somebody's saying on Facebook, what somebody's saying on TikTok, what the president's saying on Fox News, and what they saying on MSNBC, what my co-worker talking about every day. Will you rise above? Now, back in the day, it was simply known as foolishness, gossip, pettiness, etc. I don't know what they call today, but I know it's a distraction. That's what I'm calling for this particular moment right now. It's a distraction. Will you rise above? You know what? I do have a very short story that just come to mind. So, it just came to mind. Let me get my grammar correct. So, several years ago, I was working this job, and there were all kind of complaints about this job. Everything from the supervision to the pay that we were receiving, to the long hours that we worked, the standing that we had to do on this job. And it was a brutal job. It was a dangerous job. It was a stressful job. It was long hours, 12 hours a day, standing on your feet. It was tough. So I had a coworker mention to me, he said, you know what? This job would be all right if they just paid us some more money. And I looked at him and I calmly said to him, they're not going to give us any more money. You need to find another way to make you some more money. He looked at me with a strange, befuddled look on his face, as if I had just crushed his dreams. Now, my intent was not to crush his dreams. My intent was to help him realize that he had a better chance of going out beyond that job to make his extra money. Will you rise above? You know what? Several years into that job, I made a decision that I was not going to be able to stay on that job until retirement. So what I did is that I went back to school to learn a new skill set. And because I worked primarily a midnight shift job, that meant that I had to go to school during the day when most of my peers were asleep getting their rest in preparation for the next shift. It was tough. It was very tough. So when I finished that portion of my schooling, I decided I needed some hands-on experience in this new skill set. So what I did is that I was able to do an internship. Now that internship, of course, was going to take place during the day. Well, I only had one available day during the week to go to that internship site. Oh, by the way, that internship site was an hour away from where I lived at. Will you rise above? So for a full year, I drove at least once a week, sometimes twice a week, an hour each way in order to get hands-on experience in my new chosen field. There were some days that I had to get home in the mornings, get my kids off to school, and then drive an hour and then stay up all day long to learn this new skill set. Now, I could have listened to the distractions, the fussing, the belly aching, and still be at that job right now. But I'm gonna tell you what happened. Because of the fact that I put more effort into my future, with the help of God, He provided a way for me to leave that 12-hour shift job on midnight shift and move into my new chosen field. Will you rise above? Now that example was just because it was applicable to a career situation, but it could be anything. It could be the fact that you got some folks in your family that's stressing you out, and you feel like you can't do anything about it. Oh, some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Will you rise above? Will you change your mindset? Will you be prayerful to God and ask Him to impart to you the knowledge and the wisdom that's going to actually help you transition from point A to point B? He'll do it, y'all. Will you rise above? Life can be difficult, but rising above is not impossible. If you give it to God, if you stay faithful, if you stay encouraged, if you keep hope in your heart, He'll do it for you in your life. Will you rise above? With that being said, my family, my loved ones, my friends, that's the end of my message. God love you. God keep you. You be blessed. Peace. Will you rise above?